at you. Welcome to Cold Hard Trash, CRT episode 58. I'm your host, Trashcan Jones.
And I'm Breg, your fellow host.
So, a big-ass load of bullshit. Whoever came up with the fact that humans need water to survive, just go to hell. Water is like the worst drink on the planet. We have to drink so much of it to not die. And like, the biggest load of bullshit, 90% of the Earth's filled with water. You can't drink. Ain't that super fun? Go drink any of that. You see all that blue marble? None of that. You can't drink any of it. It's all salt water. You'll die if you drink that too. Damned if you do, damned if you don't, I say. Water can go to hell.
I think it's like less than 70. It's
Is
like
it?
70% of the world is water, and we have Great Lakes, and I'm assuming that can account for at least one. So we call it 69%.
It's some shit. You can't even really just go drink lake water either. You can't like drink most freshwater places anymore. It's probably not the best idea. It's just some shit. You gotta drink so much water too. Like it's
river water would be like better than lake water. The whole thing is like a lake is potentially stagnant, and then that's where these things breed. But like flowing water, like you don't really get mosquito eggs and shit like that, or like parasite eggs. Or parasites.
Unless it's like
probably still to an extent. Like I think you should clean up the water. Just in general, yeah, but like that's different than the salt water, because salt water you need to distill to get rid of the to get the salt out of it. With fresh water, you can just filter it through like a charcoal filter.
I don't know, especially with a lot of like chemical runoffs in some of the rivers. I don't know if just filtering it'll do it. You might still get some
different.
Like poison.
Yeah. It depends on where you are, I guess, whether there is a chemical runoff in the river or not.
Even just forget about all the water that you can't drink. The water that you can, the bottled water, you have to drink so much of it. You drink one bottle of water a day, not enough. You got to drink like 5 or 6 of them motherfuckers. It sucks.
Well, I mean, hydration like that is sort of kind of like a 2000s thing. That's like a 21st century thing. People weren't drinking this much water before.
Well, I mean, you shouldn't. You really shouldn't. I don't feel like you should, but my body says that you should, because every time I drink water, it's like, yeah, it was probably a good idea. And I'm like, I know it was, but it tastes like garbage, and I hated my life while I did it.
Also, the thing is funny how you worded the whoever decided that people need to drink water, because the whole reason we have humans is because of water in the first place.
Well, maybe we should go back and just,
around.
Shoot the baby in the bassinet, that kind of one. Shoot Hitler as a baby time traveler, just do that one. Make sure we don't have to drink water.
So the way that works, so water is a particular molecule because it's very polar, right?
Sure. North Pole, South Pole, I'm familiar.
Yes. You got the oxygen, and then you got the 2 hydrogen in sort of like a right angle to each other coming off of it.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse, I'm aware.
Yes, exactly like Mickey Mouse. And then so the big oxygen, it like sort of really holds on to those electrons.
Okay, yeah.
It holds on to the hydrogen molecules, and it sort of takes the orbit of those protons around the hydrogen molecule and has it orbit the oxygen.
Okay.
It makes it polar. It makes it so the oxygen is negative and the hydrogen is positive. And then so that's like super duper important to life and like everything. That's like how we get like solutions.
So that's the point that we need to go back in time and stop. We make sure
go back to the primordial soup and drink it.
We just make sure that water is not the thing of life. Like we pour some Mountain Dew in the primordial soup. Maybe
that's water.
It's part water, but it's part also like other good shit.
It's water with solutes.
And well, maybe we can figure out some way to make it so humans aren't just like hooked on water. Like it seems like an addiction that's baked into us, and it sucks.
We're made of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's what the hell. Maybe we could be made of something a little better, not the worst thing to drink. Something, anything.
So people talk about
some
humans,
Mio in there,
like beings made out of different types of molecules and stuff like that. And the go-to typically is silicon-based life instead of carbon.
Sure.
Because they both occupy the same column on the periodic table. And so the whole thing with carbon is that it has 4 like spots to bond, and that's how you get these long carbon chains and shit like that.
Okay.
And so the idea is that you'd use silicon because it does, like, it could potentially work in the same way. It's just a heavier molecule.
So we could be silicone-based life.
But that wouldn't stop us from needing water.
Are you sure about that?
That wouldn't stop us from needing water. You could take some I can't imagine a waterless life. I can't imagine anything about what that would look like. I mean, I guess if you subscribe to the idea that the machine could live, like...
Yeah. Oh, shit. We just got to make people like Carlac. We just replace the organs with, like, engines that run on hell's, like, fire.
Yeah,
so you literally can't
you
drink
deposit
water.
a coin.
That'd be pretty sweet. All right, so there's an option. We just have to get rid of the water-functioning parts of the body. Skin's an organ, though. Damn it. I kind of like skin and hair. The rest of the organs I could do without, but damn it.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is you need to, have polar molecules. I mean, you have blood cells that, like, use iron to fix oxygen to it. So you can bring oxygen around the body and all that shit.
It sounds like it's this whole chemistry bullshit that's holding us back. Like
you just rewrite.
Right. It sounds like
chemistry.
it's
you got to go back in time to the Big Bang and then just turn, because there's that whole theory, right, that like the Big Bang created an almost equal amount of matter and antimatter, which matter and antimatter are supposed to eradicate, I think is the word for the specific thing, when they touch each other, because they're opposite, right? So they just both disappear entirely. And then what we consider matter is just the one that happens to be slightly more of at the end.
Yeah. Interesting. So
these are theories. This is not, I mean, it is science, but it's like
I was going to say, how
theory.
would you even quantify antimatter?
It's that you have a heavy, negatively charged molecule, or like a proton. It would be like the opposite of a proton. And then the opposite of a electron is a positron. I know the name for that. So it'd just be the opposite charge, because like electrons are inky, like dinky. They're tiny, and protons are like less tiny. They're heavier, and so you just get a heavier negatively charged molecule and a eensy-weensy positively charged molecule.
Science lessons with Breg.
I'm pretty sure we do. We have like seen antimatter.
Is it? I thought that was just like some of the made-up shit, like Nibbler's poop in Futurama.
Well, it just
like dark matter or something.
immediately like goes away. It touches another electron and just poof. The idea that the Big Bang created 50-50, nearly 50-50 of matter and antimatter is debated. And string theory lost a lot of popularity. I mean, string theory is crazy. I don't know why we were so into that in the first place.
I remember having that kind of explained to me at one point, and it was probably not in the mental state to be able to have that explained to me and comprehend it, but I found it very fascinating at the time.
Do you understand what a quark is?
No. I'm not even going to say not entirely, not at all.
A quark is a portion of an atomic particle. I think that's what they're called.
Okay.
So a quark, you take like 3 of them, and the arrangement of those 3 creates is what a proton is what a neutron is what an electron is. And then I think there's other
I remember
subatomic particles.
Quarks are like
particles.
they're the most base building blocks, like what you're saying, make what protons, electrons are, right?
And then string theory goes even further down into like what that exists,
Gotcha.
and stuff like that. And it's like vibrating strings in the 12th dimension or some shit.
Oh, fucking angels playing instruments?
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
I have a harp song in my liked music right now.
Ooh.
Because it was a sample in a different song that I liked, and it showed up in my Spotify recommended. And I really appreciate that my Discover Weekly like continues to include shit from like 1969.
Hell yeah.
Like that feels good.
I dig that.
To get recommended old stuff like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, my like songs playlist that I just keep going of like over 600 songs will be like a roller coaster of going back from like the 1960s to then like Metallica, then back to Skeeter Davis, and then Queen, Chapel Roan.
Yeah. I like having my variety in there.
Yeah, it's
and
fun.
Even then, like, I typically don't listen to it on, like, shuffle. Because, I mean, Spotify's shuffle kind of sucks. because they try to like play things to you that they think that you want to listen to.
That's
which
smart
isn't the
shuffle. Yeah.
No, that's the only shuffle that you have.
No, there's smart shuffle and regular shuffle. You pay for Spotify Premium?
Yes, but the smart shuffle does not do that. The smart shuffle works in songs that aren't part of the playlist that should match the vibe.
Yeah, but Spotify, whenever I shuffle my playlist, it doesn't play anything off my playlist.
No, but it doesn't. It selects songs from the playlist, and it'll select similar songs like consistently.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like, it's really only going to serve you like maybe a quarter of what's actually in your 600 song playlist.
If you skip around a lot, I feel like the algorithm gets like, new feeds and information.
Yeah, after you skip the same like 10 songs that show up in the first 20 songs anytime you listen to the playlist. That's the whole thing. That's why I find it annoying.
Yeah, I guess that could be.
But either way, I just listen to it in order. Like, I'll find a spot, and then it's like these songs are in order. Some
Maybe
different eras as I like add things onto it. It's like, okay, this is. I wish there was like timestamps for when I added these things to the playlist, so I could go back to like. This is June 2023.
Well, don't they just stay in the order you added them on?
Yeah, but I wish there was a timestamp.
Oh.
So I could just scroll through and be like, yeah, that was the month that I listened to this.
That'd be kind of cool.
Get on it, Spotify. Make a better service.
Yeah, improve some quality of life for us.
Spotify has been including more like AI bands and shit now too.
I mean, strange. I guess I really don't have a problem with it, but I don't know. Some people would.
Well, so it started with using AI artists in specific types of playlists. So like smooth jazz, right?
Right.
Shit that just sort of none of the people that are listening to it in the first place really care. Like, they don't know about the artists. They're like, I'm gonna put on smooth jazz,
right?
To just have
background music. Makes sense.
It's like clicking on a lo-fi chill hop thing. Like,
right.
You don't know the names of any of those songs. You're just putting on something that you're expecting to have been curated.
Well, actually, the lo-fi artists and even the chill hop artists too, they actually have like a whole brand of trying to like launch artists through that, because they do kind of like give representation to the artists. So them specifically, they try to like promote.
Yeah, like if you choose to look closer to it, like,
yeah, that's fair.
But
you do
like,
have to
there's
go
a lot
that
of people
extra
that
step.
just sort of throw it on. I mean, I've definitely done that.
Fair.
And then there's just some other AI band that showed up recently that everyone was mad about, it seemed.
If they're making like things that nobody's heard before, I guess like it's cool. If it sounds good, good on you. Whoever made that AI, you're a weird musician. You're playing the weirdest instrument out there, but I guess you're doing it.
I mean, as far as I can tell, it's just like fairly normal. I don't really know. All I know is that I'm gonna try and like listen to actual albums and stuff a bit more, which is something I've been wanting to do instead of just giving like a random stream of music from my Discover Weekly and having that be it.
Yeah, if I find a new album that I like, I'll listen to the full album, and just whatever song like I like from it, I'll add onto the playlist and get like 2 or 3.
Have you ever listened to Talking Heads?
Maybe. Who's that by?
That's the artist.
Oh no, I thought that was the album name. No, I've never listened to the Talking Heads.
Going back to when we talked about Chicago, Talking Heads, in my opinion, could also be one of the best bands of all time.
Never heard of them.
Not really like I mean, they do have some type of rock in there, I guess, but like not in the way that you'd think of it. But they have this live album, Stop Making Sense, and it's also a film that I saw at the Music Box over a year ago, and it was really good.
Stop Making Sense.
Yeah, it's the album name.
Interesting.
Or the movie name, I don't really know.
Probably just a multi-lover project. Say, like, what, around the time of Chicago they were around, you said?
No. I don't even really know their time frame, but they're just saying as a contender for like one of the best bands ever. It's just like, damn.
Oh.
I'm just listening to the. They showed up randomly when I was at 4th of July with my family, and like, the speaker was playing, and then I heard a Talking Heads song. I was like, oh, nice. And I added another one to my playlist, and I was like, oh, nice. It's just like, I don't know, when you listen to it, you're like, whoa. You ever hear Psycho Killer?
Yeah, of course.
That's Talking Heads. That's from, like, everyone knows that from, like, Guitar Hero or Rock Band or something.
Yeah. Okay. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Psycho Killer. classic.
Yeah, and that's not even one of their best songs in my opinion.
Oh shit.
It's just an interesting one for a rock
Right.
band.
The most famous one, yeah.
Maybe it is the most famous.
At this point, because probably it talked to multiple
well-
generations. It's also got the Always Sunny joke where they come in playing Psycho Killer.
Well, there's this other song that you probably know. It's like, this is not my beautiful wife. This is not my beautiful house. This is not my car in the garage. Can the day go by?
Oh, yeah. That's how that song starts?
Time. Yeah.
Ah. Is it?
That's Talking Heads.
Yeah. Wait, that is?
Yes.
Whoa. That's such a different like vibe and sound than Psycho Killer.
Yeah, I mean they got a range.
And okay, I know that song. That's the and you may find yourself saying, "This is not my car." Like
Yes.
that's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's the fucking damn. How many movies has that been in? I feel like that's like Walk of Life by Dire Straits, where I feel like if you hear that song and like that's in like 900 different movies that I've seen. I can't name one of them. I feel like I've heard As the Days Go By in like every single movie montage like throughout the 2000s, but I can't name one movie that it's actually from.
Yeah.
'Cause I just heard
It's
that
just
song.
everywhere.
It's everywhere. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Walk of Life is the same one. I'm just like I think I can imagine so many different like wake up montages like that. Dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun, and then it just like fades to the back of while they're ever doing their morning routine, their montage of going to school, going to work, whatever it is. How many movies was that in? I don't know. 300, maybe 0 in my brain.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but it's on my playlist now. As soon as that guy I caught that bug, I was like, gotta be on there. I'm never leaving this go.
Mm-hmm. Like one of those songs that is so iconic and you know you love it, and then when you finally see that it isn't in your liked songs and you don't have it like just circulating in your rotation, you're like, damn, how do I not have this? This is weird thinking about it. You know,
gotta get on.
It hasn't been presented to you in a while.
I think
snuck out.
I think I looked up one point like what movies Dire Straits literally was used in, and there's like 5. I was just like, shit. Why do I have such a Nelson Mandela effect about this?
Well, it's probably that you just saw like all 5 of those movies, and you're like, damn, this is like every movie.
Yeah, it's probably true. I just saw all 5. Because how many movies, like, legitimately, how many movies do you think, like, you've seen that you remember that you've seen? I don't think I brought this up on the podcast. I might have. How we just, like, might forget more of our lives than we remember.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure I forgot plenty of movies. I know that I watched the entirety of Marvel's Phase 1 and 2 because I was trying to catch up so I could get everything that was happening in Infinity War and Endgame.
It just gets to that point. Are we getting that old where it's just like, yeah, I know I watched that movie. it's fuck if I remember anything about it. But I know that I was there. If I was conscious, I have the memory of being there watching it. At least the title screen. Like, yeah, it's crazy. There's so many movies like that for me that I'm just like, I'm pretty sure that I've seen that. And I can remember like vaguely the story beats, but it's just they got locked in the old movie vault, so they're morphed with a lot of other ones probably.
Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, it's you remember something and it leaves an impression on you, right?
Sure.
For the most part, if it really don't care about it, like
I've seen.
Why would it matter if you have the memory of it or not?
I've seen every Harry Potter movie. Like I've been to multiple Harry Potter marathon watch-alongs. I watched every Harry Potter movie when it came out because my brother was a huge Harry Potter fan. I can maybe tell you the names of them. I have no idea what the story beats are of those.
I cannot tell you the names of them, but I know in the first one, the whole thing is that they got that one professor with Voldemort in the back of his head because he always wears like a turban or some shit.
Yeah, he does that thing. And Harry learns he could talk to snakes and then makes the glass disappear for that one snake.
That one's a Sorcerer's Stone.
I thought that was the first movie.
No, I'm saying that the first one is the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah,
because,
you're right.
Harry
touches the stone and it burns him, and he's like, oh.
I don't even remember that. If there was like a chess thing.
I don't know.
There's the Order of the Phoenix.
There's the Azkaban prisoner one where that guy, he reads the newspaper and the guy's like alive in the newspaper, and I'm like, whoa, wizard newspapers are whack. That's the only thing I remember from that movie. Like, it'd be crazy to read the newspaper and it's just like a smartphone.
There was some guy I knew in high school who supposedly believed that pictures were just really short videos.
I mean, technically he's right. It's a short one frame video instance of a video.
Yeah, but it's something. I think he like wanted to make sure that he was quiet during it for like a picture on his phone or something.
Okay, that's yeah. That's not how that works. They do that thing now with like the live pictures that I actually really like, where you take a picture and it gives you like the second before and after you taking it, so it gives you like that little bit of you're alive, I guess. Like the AIs used to do that with the old pictures, where like it would make them turn their head and blink or whatever. But it's kind of cool. It just gives you that little bit of live moment. It's just a little more than a picture.
I mean, the live picture has been like around for like 10 years.
Oh, well,
at least in Apple.
I'm out of the loop. I've only noticed it within, I guess it was like 6-7 years ago that I started noticing it. I'm just old.
I don't really know how to turn that on and off, but I do prefer it personally, because then like you can see like the actual
especially
moment.
for landscape shots. Oh, it's so nice because you're trying to hold it up there for such a long time anyway. You usually get just like a nice like bird flying by or something. It's super nice.
And you can, with a live photo, you can actually choose what frame of it. Like for the live photo, let's say it takes a full second of exposure, or like not exposure, but like a full second or 2 seconds of video. It will intelligently pick the one with like the least blur to be what the actual photo is, and you can choose to change what frame of that short video is the photo.
That's kind of cool. It makes sense that they allow you to do that. It's kind of cool though.
I remember someone tried to photobomb a picture I was taking with someone, and so he jumped and then he landed behind us. And then the photo did not have him in it at all. But if you looked at the live photo, you saw him jump into frame and disappear behind us.
Pretty good. And disappear.
I mean, he was behind us and he like landed, so he was crouched a little bit.
That's pretty funny. It shows the whole like, oh, and down.
Yep.
That's pretty great. What do you think of the like AI sharpening of images? Do you trust that? Or do you think we're getting our brains a little bit too tricked?
AI sharpening.
Yeah, like your phone can sometimes be like, it'll sharpen up the image if like it's a little blurry, or like you take one that's a little bit of your, that's out of focus. It'll AI sharpen up. Or like the moon is a big one where like, I think it was like Samsung phones people found out like it's AI enhances or whatever. For
that is an interesting one. So that they actually just had a photo of the moon, and they would replace your picture of the moon
with
that photo of the moon.
It wouldn't even be like an AI enhancement. They would just trick
I'm sure there might be an AI involved somehow, but they like used their picture of the moon and they like overlaid it on top of where the moon is in
that's funny.
your image to make it hyper.
It was way lower tech than
room.
people thought. That's fucking great.
I don't really. I mean, if I haven't really even seen the AI sharpening, but one, we kind of already had sharpening technology for the most part, and two, if you take something that's blurry and then you create it, like it's guessing.
Essentially, that's the biggest thing of like when you do. I've seen cityscape photos are the big one. If people take like either polluted cityscapes, like old photos of one, and it like makes it HD, but then the signs are just like gobbledygook because it's like HA7.
It's guessing. So
right.
like you didn't actually sharpen it.
But it's one of those things kind of like how I feel like in a video game, right? Like when I go play LA Noire, like I've never been to the 1940s, obviously. Nobody will ever be able to go back there. Even the pictures from there kind of do it a disservice just because of camera technology, at the time. But you go and play LA Noire and you get to experience this, obviously a fake version because it's, the graphics are, as much as they try to be true to life, it's an Xbox 360 game. So it's obviously off, but it's just cool to see how close it is and being able to just kind of take yourself into that world. I feel like AI is just a different way to do that. It's like, yeah, the signs are gobbledygook, but it's a cool 1940s town that looks like damn near real, like taking it with a smartphone photo.
I don't think AI does that. I don't think AI achieves the same thing.
It doesn't achieve the same thing? That's what are you saying it doesn't achieve the same thing as LA Noire does?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think it doesn't achieve it exactly. I think it's trying to, though. Or it could be used to try to, I should say.
The angle, but at the end of the day, you kind of need like the insight of a person who was there. And we try and we have recordings of things that happen, like with the images and stuff like that. And then we have people that continued to live past the 40s who continued to recount that time again and again and continue to produce things. And then eventually we have our entire time span of like what that really was for people. We have the people that died in that year that were in their like 60s or whatever, and they experienced all that life before, and what their experience was in 1940s. Is that what you said?
Yeah, the 40s.
40s LA, and then you have the people that were like born there or like children there, and then they got to live out their entire lives from there.
Right.
All the different stories and how that ends up being what LA was in the 1940s, is a collection of all the memories and recounts and insight that we have. And I feel like the AI can't really put that together, because no one thing can really put that together or encapsulate it.
No,
You're just guessing at the end of the day.
You can't put it together, but it's still cool to see as much as you can, like, and good approximations of it. Like, it brings to light, or it brings to mind of me something like the color restorations people would always do. When you'd see like the old 1880s photographs, like colorized, that somebody painstakingly went through, like maybe the negative of the footage to see like different colorations and actually try to add different, then like that'd be like the low-tech version of an AI thing. If someone did that to like a whole thing of 1940s video, also very cool, because you get to see now in a more HD clearer light like what the colors were like. You get to see just more of it, what it was actually like from the color restoration. I guess the AI takes that away of it's not what it was actually like, but it could be close. It could have been.
Even humans doing it like isn't perfect.
Right.
Like to the point that it could be more important to keep that black and white image of something than to view the colorized version of it, because then you got an interpretation on top of what actually exists.
Well, sure, but some people might want the interpretation, i.e. me. I want LA Noir.
You need both.
Right. I'm not going to discount that one is just like worse off, period. Like, you definitely need the original. I'm just saying it's cool to have, that be able to look in that lens. And AI provides a way to get to that lens in a way, even though it does kind of cheat, make science nonsense, and make people look like weirdos.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's kind of cool. You see, like, in the old 1940s, like, especially if it's from, like, an actual 1940s source image, it's not somebody just trying to make, like, their version of it, like they actually use. I don't know. I feel like there might be a right way to do things.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think filters are the biggest deal, but, like, when it generates something in terms of that filter, like, you kind of need to give more attention to the original and
Fair.
And pay attention to that and see what actually was recorded, because we're just going to keep on writing over things that exist.
I think the coolest part about that, though, is even in like the AI restoration or the regular color restorations, the coolest part for me is seeing that comparison of original to new. So definitely you need to keep the original, if nothing else, just to see where we came from, like what we used to be. Because even if we have like the different iterations, it's like you start at the original and just keep overwriting the new iterations of it. Always keep the original intact, so we can see like how far we've come. That's very, very important. You can't ever forget that, because you're right. If we ever just overlap it, then we just forget, like, oh yeah, this is what it was, like, period. Like, no, we have to remember it used to be old black and white and like 25 frames a second, because it was non-standard. However fast you can crank that fucking thing, like, it's weird.
Never make a AI recreation of that video of the Thomas Edison killing that elephant.
Yeah, killing Topsy. It's such a non-thing too. It's literally just like, and then the elephant just falls over.
Yeah, the elephant that's just basically a blur on the screen.
Yeah.
The fact that it looks like shit is so important.
I'm pretty sure it's covered in like a blanket too. So it's literally, you can't even tell like any features of it being an elephant. You just see like one little thing sticking out because of its trunk.
The fact that it's covered in a blanket is something that, one, I could not tell from the video, but two, makes a lot of sense as to why it looked like that.
I think that's part of the story. Is they like Executioner's Hood style. They just tried to, but it would like they did a whole blanket over it. I think I looked into it when I first watched the Bob's Burgers episode on it.
Because also that was partly a dig at Tesla, right?
Yeah, it was to show that AC power is so dangerous. You got to use the DC power. Or
that's
other way
not
around.
even really much of a difference. Edison created DC, and you kind of needed DC to create AC. But the whole thing with AC is that since the electrons are moving back and forth, it has a much longer range and stuff like that. You're not really experiencing the same amount of loss over the course of the wire.
Yeah, wasn't Tesla supposed to start making like wireless energy potentially?
Yeah, I mean, he came up with a bunch of shit, but we didn't make it using the shit that he made. So who's to say that it actually would have worked?
Yeah, no.
He was kind of crazy.
Right. He's in love with a pigeon and whatnot.
Really good with electricity.
Those Tesla
came up
coils,
with a lot of shit.
That's cool shit. Imagine if you had like a Tesla coil and you're just like, oh, I need to charge my phone. And it's just like a lightning arc to it.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool. That could be right now if Thomas Edison didn't run Nikola Tesla into the ground.
Yeah.
Who knows? Thomas Edison was kind of a fuckhead. I listened to this podcast a while ago that specifically they used to do like a quiz show section of their podcast, but they specifically did one that was based off of Thomas Edison's like employment application. It's like he would like the employment application he would give you to have to fill out that have like the series of questions. And there would literally be questions like, what cereal is sold everywhere in the world? Cereal with an S, S-E-R-I. And then it'd be like, oh, I don't know, whatever you want, like rice or something, grain, something that's very ubiquitous. The answer is, no cereal is truly sold everywhere in the world. Like, it's just 20 questions just like
fucking
that.
Google shit.
Right, it's the most bullshit, like, fucking eye-rolling. I can't imagine having to deal with that, man.
I mean, he was just like a big protector of his patents and
very litigious. He very much understood the American court system, or at least had people.
Capitalist.
He had people that could understand the American court system for him. Paid very well.
So crazy. That fucking key on the kite should have done him in.
Tell me why the fuck Benjamin Franklin stood his ass up on the roof. How he discovered something out the sky. If that's the case, T-Rex discovered it. Shout out RXK nephew.
Yeah, that's what I thought that was.
That's a crazy story. Like, is that like real history facts, or is that just like an old wives' tale that Benjamin Franklin was like, let me get this key up on the kite, see what's going on?
I'm assuming that it's real.
Why?
Could be wrong.
Why'd he do that? He's not a scientist. He was like a sex party guy, wasn't he?
I mean,
like a secret society guy.
Wanted to own intellectual property, He wanted to capitalize on being able to own these patents on electricity and stuff like that.
Oh.
He knew there was energy there.
Oh, did he?
He
Okay.
wanted to create, like harness electricity and sell it.
I didn't know that was his whole shit. All right, cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's why he did all the shit to Tesla.
I'm still talking about Benjamin Franklin, not Thomas Edison.
Oh.
This, I was like, wait a minute.
Honestly, those two, I mean, I already made the mistake.
It's just Benjamin Franklin flew the kite with the key. Thomas Edison didn't do any of that shit. He made the light bulb. Benjamin Franklin was a founding father. Thomas Edison was like Industrial Revolution.
Dude, I literally... This is just one of those things that somehow, when it got into my brain in the first place, it just went in fucked up. And I could never separate the two fully.
They're both just electric men.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
They both do electricity, guys. But yeah, Benjamin Franklin, very different than Thomas Edison. Benjamin Franklin flew the kite with the key in like 17, whatever the hell. And Thomas Edison was, I think, like 1910s, 1920s. Well, I forget. He was Industrial Revolution, like right after that.
Those two just... It's unfortunate for me. But yeah, like they legit just somehow occupy the same space in my brain.
That's your olive and grape.
They look different. Yeah, they look different too. Right?
Yeah, no, very. Like Benjamin Franklin's the guy in the $100 bill. He's like the fat with the friar haircut that's long, and Thomas Edison had like the comb over that was lasting too long. That's his famous picture, anyway. Mm-hmm. Where it's like definitely not hair there, but he's just like, that.
Yeah,
it's good.
I hope one day I'll be able to differentiate the two properly, but no, it's always been messed up.
Damn. So do you know that if Benjamin Franklin's like kite experiment was like
no absolutely nothing about that.
Okay, because that seems like some old wives' tale shit that he was just like, yeah, I figure I can go find this electricity. Let me put a key on a kite. Yeah. I don't get it. Like why was he out doing that? I thought Benjamin Franklin was doing some founding father shit.
Well, I take it with a grain of salt, but I'm pretty sure he was like considered to be the rational one, like the one that's trying to make sense of the world, a bit of a philosopher.
That is true. You think maybe he was just like, maybe I could touch lightning and see what it is. Maybe like the string, I can see lightning hit the key, but the string would protect me. I could see him maybe like pulling off an experiment like that. I haven't really looked into it, so I have no idea. But
the people have survived getting struck by lightning, so
yeah. That's a fact.
That doesn't discount this tale.
Maybe Benjamin Franklin got struck by lightning.
I thought that was also a thing with the key and the kite.
I thought it was the whole thing was like the key, the lightning strikes the brass because it's like, that high potential point, but like lightning can't travel down the string that same way, right?
Well, I mean, lightning only strikes when it connects to ground. I mean, not really. It's like an airplane or something, but that's a big metal thing.
Right.
It tries to hit ground.
But wouldn't it use the key like as the ground and basically like blow up the key because it wouldn't be able to go anywhere else from that?
Potentially.
Because I don't think it would travel to. Yeah, because that's something. If it like, it's the same thing. Like if you're not grounded, then it would travel like through you to wherever the ground was, and then it would.
No, that's if you are grounded.
Oh, if you are grounded, okay.
That's because it travels through you to get to ground.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. And if you weren't grounded, then it would just stop in you and blow you up. That's probably what kills you with lightning.
I learned a lot about electricity, and then it's just like certain things I just feel like I completely come to a blank at.
Yeah, because isn't like standing under a tree during a lightning storm like the worst idea ever? Like if you touch a tree when it gets struck by lightning, that's what kills you?
No, that's because if it hits the tree, then the tree like fucking blows up because
I thought
like branches and stuff hit you.
I thought there's like a whole bunch of videos of people like standing under a tree, lightning strikes it, and then they all just collapse. They just like fall down. I don't know if it was like lightning struck the tree and then went through the tree to them and then stopped at them, or like what the hell happens? Because I guess I gotta look up more electricity too.
Mm-hmm.
I just figured just don't touch the lightning bolts. Metal conducts it, and maybe like water also like makes it go through, right? And there's water in trees. Well, trees also tall, high potential point. I don't know. Water
is actually not very conductive.
Really?
The whole thing about it, and this is an electrolyte.
Video games lied to me.
Water is, very, it's like a very powerful solvent at the end of the day. And so you have things in solution, electrolytes, ions separated by the hydrogen bonds created from the fact that water is a polar molecule. And those electrolytes in there conduct electricity.
So if it was a salty water, then it would be very conductive.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense because I've seen the things of those tanker ships that are trying to carry electric cars overseas. Mm-hmm. They're very prone to blowing up and getting battery fires because of the salt water getting a little extra corrosive electrolytes in there.
Like you don't really conduct electricity through pure distilled water because distillation, the process of evaporating and then condensing.
Yeah, apparently that's a really big thing I hadn't even realized or hadn't even thought of when we went to Puerto Rico. Like a lot of the cars there have to worry about like salt damage to the batteries and whatnot just by being near the ocean. Mm-hmm. Just even like the salt water kind of misting and going towards the cars, just over time it'll start corroding.
That's why people with nice cars tend to go to like Arizona.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't know. Whenever see
it's just super duper dry and you're not gonna get salt on it.
Right, especially here in
Illinois.
Illinois.
Salt on the roads.
Yeah. In Illinois, the salt on the roads is basically like gravel because we just have to keep throwing it out there constantly during the snowstorms. Mm-hmm. So driving nice cars, there's really no nice weather here in Illinois. You get like 1 month of it for a nice car. I really cringe when I see them. Like the cars that are super low to the ground, I'm like, you must have a map of all the speed bumps.
Yeah.
So you don't get caught because that would suck. Mm-hmm. You just got to take that at like 30 miles an hour. Hopefully you just right over.
Well, that's why you got the hydraulic system.
It's just, then you just gotta like, you ever played Yoshi's Island when you get like the car that can just like go up on the wheels? You can get the system to do that. Just raise yourself up like 10 inches.
Yoshi's Island fucking rules.
I love that game.
I love the transformations. You get to become a helicopter, a mole.
The mole car is pretty great too. I love the mole car is literally blind. It's got the glasses on. It's so good. You get the little submarine that's got missiles. It's fucking great.
I was telling you about this off the podcast, but I did get nightmares from Yoshi's Island because...
Yeah, Bowser Jr. is scary. It's Baby Bowser. It's not Bowser Jr., right?
Yeah, Bowser Jr. didn't exist yet.
Right.
But Baby Bowser, because in that whole boss fight, you get like some big eggs, right? And you're supposed to like aim them, and it never clicked for me that like... If you hold it at a certain spot for like a second, it'll then aim into the background. The entire fight, Baby Bowser was Jimungo-fied by Kamek, and he's just walking towards you on this bridge.
Menacingly.
And you gotta shoot him like shoot down into the background
right.
to get them.
Contra
I didn't
style.
know how to do that. I didn't figure out how to do that. I used up all my eggs, and I was like just looking for some possible way to stop him. And it was like 10 minutes of him just getting closer and closer, and then he ran into the bridge, and I fucking died, and I felt helpless. So little kid me was freaked the fuck out.
That is a pretty like intimidating boss fight. I remember the first time I saw it, I was kind of freaked out too. But it's I don't know. I feel like Game Boy games, especially. I think we did talk about it off the podcast. It's one of those things where I feel like I get a little bit stuck on it, and then I have to take a breath and realize, like, all right, there's got to be something I'm missing here. This is a game like intended, even though I'm older than a child. Children should be able to beat this. I have like, I always like, what would you call it? Like button mashing, where you just go like try this button, try this button, try this button, try to do the thing. I have like a weird process of just like doing every single thing meticulously in every single spot until I can get through things. Yeah. Especially for those old games, I'm just like I can brute force like just take the patience like to do all that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how many times I did that on Yoshi's Island, but I remember in the middle of doing that was when my grandpa, like, he, like, saw my frustration a little bit just getting to it, and he was just like, yo, you know, sometimes they don't make those games for kids, you know, that they're made for older people. I'm like, the Yoshi game.
Yoshi's Island. He's carrying a baby on his back.
I think this one was made for me, Grandpa. Just sorry to say. I'm just going to keep on going here. Just can't figure out this fucking mole maze.
So, you know how all of the boss fights in that game is just like a normal enemy, except for the last one when it's Baby Bowser. And
yeah,
Kamek comes by and uses magic on it, and then it gets big.
Gigantifies, yeah. Big frog, big, what's the other one? Like the lava monster guy?
Yeah, so there's the big piranha plant one, and maybe another boss
it's got
where
the belly button.
if you... It does, yeah. But if you... As soon as you like come onto frame, throw an egg right at it.
You can just
kill it before Kamek shows up, and Kamek's goes, what? I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, because it's like a little tiny like baby piranha plant, like where it's just not the big thing yet. So you can literally kill it before it gets. Yeah, I think there is one other one. It's the piranha plant. It might be the frog too. Where you can just throw the egg like right off screen, and it'll just bop, and Kamek will be like, "Oh man," and then run away, and then boss fight 1.
It's super neat that when those things are in the game. Right?
It was probably one of those things they noticed like later in development, like, oh, the way we coded enemies, you can kind of get some of the bosses early. We can either spend extra time to code that out, which will, you know, recode however enemies work, maybe code bosses completely differently, or just add a Kamek line to be like, fuck, and then and that'd be way funnier. I love that. You gotta roll with the punches. That's Nintendo's whole thing. When you make an actually broken game, like, no, actually, it's a feature. Sorry.
Yeah.
Play the game that way. And then you get Super Smash Bros. Melee. Now you're supposed to be able to wave dash.
Masahiro Sakurai claims that wave dashing was intentional.
There's no way. It's like a frame perfect move that people only figured out like years after the fact.
The thing,
there's no way.
The way that a lot of it's also translated and stuff, right? The way that people seem to interpret it is that the developers did notice that it was possible to do that during development and decided to leave it in.
Oh.
Which is exactly what you were explaining. It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Really? Even like the whole thing, like Luigi, they realized that like he could just wave dash across the whole screen.
They
like,
probably didn't have like such a comprehensive write-up of this shit like we do now, but you know, like they probably did realize that, yeah, like especially with certain characters, you could.
If they say so,
then
shit, that's crazy. Then how rigorously were they playing that in development that they were able to figure that out? That's wild.
Well, I mean, it's not even that hard to do, right? It's just like you jump and then you like shield and hold down or something.
I think it's you shield and jump at the same time after holding down. Or no, you shield and dodge at the same time because it does that like the whatever it is like. The invisibility frame or invincibility frames, and then also move at the same time. That's the whole thing with when you dodge, it's supposed to keep you stationary, but if you can wave dash, then you're stationary or invincible while moving.
It's like a thing where
I think
that you like for a moment you have a really high speed and then you turn off your ability to decelerate. I think.
Yeah, the technical, I have no idea.
So, yeah.
You're invincible while you're moving, and I know that's the thing, like you should only be able to like dodge while you're falling or being stationary. That's kind of cool if they actually figured that out though. Good on them. I had no idea. I figured
Yeah.
that was one of the things that they were just like, the most famous one is the combo mechanic. In Street Fighter, they were not, they did on accident, they realized that they forgot to code in invincibility frames for a secondary hit. And they were like, well, we'll just leave it in there and hopefully people won't be too good at the game. And then people invented combos. They were like, oh yeah, we can do like 6 hits, 10 hits. We figured out a lot of different stuff, and then that became a standard.
Yeah.
You had to do that. It's just wild to think, like, the way they thought of fighting games. Because if you look at all the old fighting games, like even like Virtua Fighter, I don't know if you ever played that game.
Heard of it.
I think it's made by Sega. It's an old cabinet game, but it's one of the most like weirdly in-depth fighting games like you could ever play. Like the move list on that is like, you know, like pages long. Like you could do like different like grapples, kicks, punches, all these different things, but it's all just like move to move, where like almost not really rock paper scissors-esque where there's like one that beats another, but like it's very physics based in a way, in a back in the 90s when that wasn't a thing, you know. So it's kind of cool to see that sort of, but like even that was no combos, just like do the move, and like that's what fighting games were before Street Fighter accidentally made combos and changed fighting games forever.
And what now, is it, hit stun? That was the difference then?
Yeah, the invincibility frames. They just took away the ability to, after you got hit, you couldn't, you used to be like, you'd be invincible and you couldn't get hit a second, third, fourth, fifth time because that's unfair. But they forgot to code that in. So they were like, oh, well, we'll just leave it in there and hopefully people won't go nuts with it. And they figured out you could just do light, medium, dash, and then like shoot the projectile and hit like 8, you know, thing combos.
Mm-hmm.
I think a couple of them even had like infinities. That was a whole big thing, like finding out which characters have the potential infinite combos that you can just keep doing on people.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild, though. That's wild that just came by accident.
Yeah. In Dark Souls, they sort of went back and forth on that type of thing for certain interactions. So, like, Dark Souls 1 and 3, if you walk through a fog wall while you're doing it, you're invincible. Elden Ring 2. Dark Souls 2, you can continue to get hit.
So if you're walking through, someone can still shoot you with an arrow or something?
Yeah, through a fog wall, like, you can take damage and die. And so that was a big thing, because you get the fog wall before fights. Mm-hmm. And, like, there's a shit ton of enemies in that game. Like, people say it's very ganky. So in, like, Dark Souls 1 and stuff like that, you'd just be like, okay, I'm just going to run straight through here. Like, I memorize where everyone is, and I just, like, dodge and weave past them and all that stuff. In Dark Souls 2, you run past everyone, you get to the fog wall, you hit the button to walk in, and then they all catch up to you. Just hit you.
If you lose your souls in the fog wall, can you pick them up? You're in like the middle of a walking animation.
Yeah, I mean, probably from the other side though. So, like, you just gotta make sure you step onto like a specific spot where you're in range to pick up the souls, but not to activate the fog wall.
Oh.
Maybe a directional thing. I don't really know. And in Elden Ring Night Rain, it used to be that if you did a critical hit, the enemy that you're critting is immune to other types of damage. But in Night Rain, they changed it because it's multiplayer first and a solo game second, as opposed to like the other way around. Now, if someone's critting an enemy, like, you can all still continue to wail on them and do damage, which I think is really necessary.
Especially to kill things quickly. Like, you need to kill things and keep moving, from what you're saying. So that makes sense.
Yeah, like it'd be really boring for everyone else if
you like, stand around and be like, you got him, yeah. Like,
yeah,
basically.
Right?
It'd make things a little more tactical, like, especially if they wanted to make it like, I guess more long form. Because that's the thing. I feel like the last boss is the only one where you all should be like, you know, going around him, dodging, like trying to actually make a plan of like someone taking an aggro while other two people try to do a thing. Because that's like strategy and would take like a 20-minute fight maybe. You can't have that be every fight. So I guess it makes sense. Like, all right, some of these guys, you just get the backstab, and all right, everybody come over here, fight, while I'm backstabbing them, and then he's done. That makes sense.
In regular Elden Ring, you were still invincible when you walked through a fog wall. There's one particular boss in the last, they call them legacy dungeons, which is like, you can't use your horse, and its layout is like that of a classic Dark Souls, like Dark Souls 3 type stage. It's not the open world anymore. You're in a dungeon. But it doesn't actually need to be a dungeon, right? It could be an entire castle, or in this case, it's like a flying ruins of a castle floating in like a tornado or some shit. and there's a guy guarding the boss door. He's a draconic tree sentinel. We've already fought this guy before, and he has a move where he'll like take a shield and like charge it up with electricity, slam the ground, and then lightning strikes you where you stand.
Oh,
you have
shit.
to dodge at that moment.
Okay.
Like it's perfect accuracy. You just have to dodge it. You
Right.
Can't, like, sidestep.
Timing only.
And for that particular boss door that he's guarding, if you don't kill him and you walk through, he's probably going to use that move. And as soon as you step to the other side, he'll smack you with lightning in such a way that it knocks you off the map.
Oh my god. Try to run past me, will you?
Yeah. So then you go back and, like, I killed him because that's horseshit. It's a good prank, though.
That's pretty funny. Just try to run past, well... It's like if you ever played, I think it's 3D Ultra Mini Golf, you get like an electricity power up in that. And it's literally just like your ball becomes electrified. Anybody that comes near you is just... It's like a Tesla can, and it's like the most little, like, zip, and you just see the ball go flying. It's the funniest little thing. It's just like, oh, here I come. It's like a little bug zapper. It's such a good bit of comedy. The amount of like juxtaposing like a small amount of like thing happening with, or a small amount of like, I guess sound, or like, what would that be, alert, with a large amount of thing happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like one little pink followed by the entire house falling down. Mm-hmm. So great. One of the best comedy bits. We've talked about the classic comedy bits before, right? The piano falling on the head, mouthful of keys. Love it. Love it.
And I think that was also just like of the era. Like there was just a lot of people hoisting things up.
Everybody had pianos, yeah, and they were hoisting them all over. I don't know, everybody who like had a piano also had a 5th floor apartment, I guess.
And a safe. And an anvil. 5th floor blacksmith.
Everybody living on the 5th, 6 plus floors. That's wild that was just like a whole, it must have just been a whole subset of industry. Like, yeah, we got the cranes hoisted up for the city because people need heavy shit while they're living in these new skyscraper buildings.
Mm-hmm.
And you just, every time you're coming home, like, oh, we got a new people moving in and they got their safe and piano. Fucking gonna be an all-day thing. Everybody just steer clear.
We should look into that, like, kind of like the old banana thing. Like,
yeah, how many people had
actual
pianos?
thing?
We should send it into John Boyce. Maybe you could do a whole like big thing about it. We should look into it ourselves too.
Yeah, we'll see if it has any meat, and then we'll.
I wonder, because you think like, you know, radios were in households before TVs, right? Like every household had a radio. Before radios was like, did every household have a piano or like a harp or like some form of entertainment to like somebody could sit down and do something?
I mean, I think it went like 8-track or like 5-track player or whatever.
Oh yeah, the record player before that. So then. Or maybe like record player was like with piano. Like you went over like, oh, we don't have the record player because you don't know how to play music. Shit, nerd. You fucking, these new kids don't know how to play music. They're just listening to it.
Yeah.
Like maybe, was there ever a transition like that? That'd be wild. If everybody was just supposed to know how to do music and then it was just like, nah, forget that. We're just going to listen to other people doing music.
Yeah, I mean, also like if you're like living in a high rise,
you're not playing.
It's expected to be then.
That's the other thing too. So if you're living in an apartment with the 5th floor, how the fuck are you playing the piano? And like you got neighbors up, down, everywhere to you. Like how are you playing a piano?
It's just noisy.
Yeah, I guess if you're good at it, they're not gonna complain. But shit, I would not. If my neighbor got a piano, I would be complaining about them a lot. Be the loudest shit in the world, especially in an apartment with those thin ass 1940s, 1920s walls.
In my old place, my downstairs neighbor came up to me one time and he was like, hey, just want you to know I got a drum set and I'm like starting a band, so we're gonna
be jamming.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, just text me and like, you know, I'll let you know if it's like too much of a bother. And he just like seemed to not really respond to that. And then came like 2 weeks straight of him just banging on the drums every single day. And then I eventually complained to the landlord and got him to stop. He was supposedly pissed. Whatever. I don't care at all. Like, it literally, like, I know people in bands. You rent a space to do this.
Yeah.
Or you get a basement or something.
Right. That's very inconsiderate. Especially, he must live alone. Shit.
No, it was like 4 people in there.
Were they also in the band? How the fuck are they living?
At least one of them
I
know wasn't. 2 of them I know wasn't.
Jeez.
So, I don't know. But later, he did also get a saxophone. And so that was about like a week.
What the fuck is this guy?
He stopped on his own for this, too. I didn't even complain. But for about a week, I just heard him messing up Careless Whisper.
It's just going from instrument to instrument. This is going to be my next viral moment. I'll be the cool saxophone guy.
Well, I mean, he couldn't play the drums in there anymore. Like, wasn't allowed.
So his solution was saxophone, not like tambourine or like something a little simpler and quieter. Straight to saxophone. It's a fucking very expensive instrument to rent, let alone buy.
Just get a shitty one.
It's still. That's a crazy thing to jump to.
Well, this was like a bit apart, you know. This was like the drum things, and then the drum thing stopped, and then like months later.
Maybe he just saw the saxophone. It was like a crime of passion. He was like, "Ooh, I got to."
Yeah.
I feel it calling to me.
Yeah. Just fucking up Careless Whisper for a week and giving up.
Yeah, it wasn't calling that hard. didn't hear the call that well.
I mean, it's honestly probably better than I could. Like, I can't really play single reed instruments. I started on oboe, and then I went to bassoon, and then I did brass too. The single reeds never ever worked for me. I just couldn't figure it out.
I tried trumpet, but alto sax I was able to do a little bit better when I played in band, like the 4th, 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. I was able to do hot cross buns, pump that shit out.
Hell yeah. I couldn't do that. It was strange. Because double reed, you just put both lips on it and you blow, and then it does it. And like, yeah, you need an embouchure, which is like how you hold your lips, like how tight you do to do the correct thing. But with single reed, I just hold it closed and then just put my lips on it, and then I reed closed. No air goes through, or I do it too open, and then the air just goes through and it doesn't vibrate the thing. I don't know. I was really bad at it. Can't play the flute either.
See, the flute you're not supposed to put your mouth on, right? You're just supposed to blow into.
Yeah.
Do that.
You're supposed to like cut the thing. Well, I can't whistle either, so.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember when we got Bruce, you were like, "Yeah, I can't whistle to him, so I need you to."
Yeah.
All the little whistles. I thought that was really funny. You got a bird and couldn't teach it to whistle. Like he couldn't, you couldn't.
Yeah. So instead, he learned how to sound like my alarm clock.
Well, that is a good amount of time to call it for this episode of Cold Hard Trash CRT episode 58. I got the numbers right. I'm getting it good. Hell yeah. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed it, rate us 5 stars. Leave a comment wherever you can. Let us know what you liked. Let us know what you hated, and we'll see if we want to work on it. We probably don't, because your comments mean nothing to us. They mean everything to us. Please just do something, please.
See you.